17 years ago today, the United States was the target of a terror attack. Nearly 3,000 people lost their lives in New York, Washington, D.C., and New Jersey.
Tonight, we have an interview with a pilot who was in the air during the time of the attack. Karina Parada spoke with former American Airlines pilot David Kennedy for his perspective on the day America will never forget. Karina?
Eric and Mimi, David Kennedy says information came in very slowly about what was going on. He knew something was wrong. Even his military training couldn't prepare this former Marine for the reality he was about to live.
You just had this horrendous sinking feeling that it was really bad.
Most people can remember the moment they learned a plane had crashed into the World Trade Center. For David Kennedy, it was in the air flying an American Airlines plane above New York.
We were over Albany, and we realized that something going on, and so we looked south along the Hudson River from Albany, and you could see the smoke.
Kennedy says their crew's concerns grew after the radios began to go off. Air
traffic control wanted to know our position, which they shouldn't have to know because they have us on radar, and they were looking for other aircraft, and so we realized something is going on.
Kennedy eventually learned about the terrorist attack after turning on an AM radio. He says it wasn't until after landing that he found out it was one of his company's aircraft.
Everything changed after that, but at the time it was like, well, do I know anybody? You know, do you know the crews? And
the expert pilot says after that day, flight crews were a lot more cautious and suspicious.
For a while, everybody's sitting there with the crash X propped up next to you so you could get to it faster, you know, because everybody's worried it's going to happen again.
Kennedy flies both an American Airlines and American flag at half staff each year on September 11th. He says it's important for everyone to do something to honor those affected that day.
The big thing is, you know, we have to remember it. I mean, as you get further away, now there's kids in high school that weren't even born.
Kennedy tells me he's visited Ground Zero multiple times in the last 17 years. He says the memorial is a very sobering place to visit each time. Eric, Mimi.
Karina, thanks for sharing his story with us.